There is a book now available titled, Is Anyone Awake Out There? Written by author Glenn Roller, this book is quite extraordinary in the message that it carries. To tell you more about the author's background and the subject matter of this wonderful book are friends of the author, Karen Hood and Tom Parkhill.
We've all been there. We've been in a relationship that we thought would go on, only to end up heartbroken. We ended up asking ourselves, what happened?
Or perhaps you are the person who is in a relationship with someone and you can't understand why they aren't the person you want them to be, or why you just aren't happy.
We want to introduce you to someone who's been exactly where you are, and his name is Glenn Roller. Many years ago, the woman with whom Glenn was in a relationship told him, "You have problems and you need therapy." He knew nothing about therapy except what he had heard as a child, which was not supportive of this idea.
Yet when he really got honest with himself, he knew one thing for certain, that he wasn't happy. He had finally reached a point where he was willing to do just about anything to find another way to experience fulfillment in both his personal and professional lives.
The first year of this journey took all of his available energy, and at times he felt as though he had been traveling through the twilight zone. He said he felt as though he didn't know up from down, and at times began to actually wonder who he was. For the person he had known as himself was slowly giving way to a new person.
In this remarkable and difficult journey, he soon discovered that he would use any person, place, or thing he could find to avoid being alone with himself. A few of the things he used to try and feel better were relationships, jobs, school, alcohol, rather the excessive use of anything from sports to food as a form of self-medication.
Relationships were his best source of self-medication. He entered relationships looking for love from the outside to make up for the lack of love felt on the inside. As long as he was focused on another person and how he felt with them, he was able to continue avoiding himself. And when the relationship lasted long enough to begin showing the real Glenn, he ended it. Always keeping safely tucked away from the world, the Glenn he perceived was tainted.
His journey to this awareness began in 1991 and included 12-step recovery groups, private therapy, men's group therapy, couples counseling, weekend workshops, books, seminars, spiritual group meetings, and schooling. All told, he attended more than 1,000 different sessions.
The combination of these events and an ongoing desire to finally face his internal unhappiness and fear resulted in his experiencing an indescribable life transformation, a spiritual awakening.
His purpose for this book and for the remainder of his life is to provide a clear path to understanding and experiencing a spiritual awakening for any individual who wants to be free of their personal unhappiness or to see life from an entirely new perspective. This book, Is Anyone Awake Out There?, has been written for the purpose of sharing this path.
It is intended for anyone who questions whether there's more to this life, or who is unfulfilled in any way in their relationships, regarding everything from family to a significant other to their vocation. He has found that everyone has everything they need to realize a spiritual awakening. Yet many have not yet experienced it. This book is now available for anyone who seeks an answer.
We'd like to introduce you
to Glenn Roller.
Hello. My name is Glenn Roller, and this book, Is Anyone Awake Out There?, is unlike any other book on the market today in that it will guide anyone reading these pages to a life-changing awareness. I do caution you, this book will take work on your part. Yet, if you are that person searching for a straightforward book that delivers on what is spoken, then you've found such a book.
I like Glenn's book because it values the 12-step approach.
while encouraging readers to examine their thoughts, feelings, and motives in an even deeper way. He provides a roadmap that many forms of psychotherapy fail to provide, especially to those in recovery. Many of my recovering clients have figured out how to stop using, yet they're still experiencing pain and unhealthy relationships. Glenn offers an account that's personal and practical in how the pain can stop and the healing can begin.
As a therapist, I've seen many people change and grow, but I believe Glenn has taken this process one step further by allowing himself to become very vulnerable and allowing all of us to be part of this process as we read his book. I think he has an important message for all of us.
I'd like to recommend the book, Is Anyone Awake Out There, by Glenn Roller. If you're one of the many people in this country who are trying to get there from here, you've run into roadblocks in your life, you're not getting out of life what you want, the quality is nil, and you're looking for a way out, you're looking for more, I think that you will find this book by Glenn Roller a great read. Glenn Roller talks in a very practical, down-to-earth way about how to get more out of life. You won't find a lot of fluff and psychological jargon in this book. You will find down-to-earth treatment of how to live your life in a much more fulfilling way. As you read this book, you get the very sense that the author is speaking only to you. He is writing only to you. He is dealing only with you. It's a very personal book. And so, if you're one of the many people who are trying to get there from here to better your life, to get more out of your life, I recommend this book, Is Anyone Awake Out There, by Glenn Roller. An excellent read.
For more information about the author and locations where you can purchase this book, visit the website at glennroller.net. Or to schedule a public or private speaking engagement or appearance, call the toll-free number which is listed at the end of this video and in the front cover of the book.
And thank you for considering this book.